Hello and welcome to the class today. I'm Nolan Clark. In this lesson I want to show you how to draw glasses. When doing portraits you often encounter people with glasses on, so we need to know how to draw them. So before we start drawing, I do need to just do a little bit of theory. I'll keep it as really short as I possibly can, but we need to understand what we're drawing before we can draw it. So let me go to the screen and I'll show you what we need to look out for. When drawing glasses, we have to take care of what type of glasses we're looking at. You get glasses that help you see better, and then you get sunglasses. So if you look at this model over here, she's got seeing glasses on. So with them, the glass tends to be see-through. So you'll find that in a case like here, you may not even see the glass whatsoever, and you won't even have to draw any type of glass effect. But there's something else that we need to look out for when doing clear glasses like this, and that's the glasses themselves aren't just a pane of glass, they're a magnifying glass. So if you look through a magnifying glass the wrong way, it makes things smaller, and you can see it quite nicely with this model over here. Look, that's where the face goes, but this is what you're seeing inside the glass. In other words, because of that magnifying effect, you're getting a distortion of what you're seeing behind the glass. So you have to take care of that and look out for those little distortions, and then you draw that. And it's that that will give you often the glass effect when there's no reflections in the glass. So that brings us nicely to the next thing that you need to take care of, and that's the reflections that are reflecting in the glass. And as you can see over here, you've got some distortions, but you've also got reflections, and the reflections are going to be the stuff that's in front of the person or around the person, in the room or wherever they are. So you have to look out for those reflections and see what is it, and then you sketch them as well. Then when we're drawing sunglasses, like these ones over here, you may not see whatever is behind the glass, so you may not see the person's eyes and the rest of their face and so on. You'll only see what's reflecting inside the glass. And then obviously sometimes you get other glasses that are semi-transparent, so you've got reflections in them and you can see through them, like we can see with this model over here. So that's why I've chosen this model over here. We're going to draw her glasses today because they're probably the most difficult you get, because they've got strong reflections plus you can see through them. So by us learning to draw these difficult ones over here, the other ones will be easy, and you shouldn't have any hassles sketching them out whatsoever. So let's go over to the drawing paper and do it. So you've got in your PDF, you've got a color printout to reference from. You've got the grayscale version to reference from, and you've got a sketch template. So here you can see nicely what I would draw, just the outlines of the glass frame. Here we've got some nose to draw, some edges over there. Here it was quite difficult to get that, so you have to really look super careful to see where is that eye underneath. Can you see it's sitting over there? So I've sketched that out over there. I have given myself an idea where these, because this is some blinds that are reflecting in the glasses over there. So I have given myself an idea of those angles. They'll probably disappear as we go along and you'll just judge them, but at least it gives you a feel for where they sit, what they look like. So I think let's take We'll take that. I think what we'll do is we'll draw, say, that today, because if you know how to draw the one side, you know how to draw the other side, right? So we'll do that. To speed things up here on YouTube, what I'm going to do is I'll fast forward past the drawing of the face and stuff underneath, and then I'll meet you again when we do the actual glass area. If you do want access to the rest of the lesson, you can hop onto the website as a patron and you can go and watch it over there. Alrighty, so what I've done up to this point is I've used a cloth and some graphite dust, and I've just rendered the basic structure of the face and just added in a little dab so that I know where that iris is. Now we can start drawing the glasses. So you need to erase all these little bits. So can you see there, I'm starting to lose that frame edge. So I'm just gently lifting him out again to make sure he doesn't go away on me. Okay, so now I'm looking in between the reflections. I'm seeing what can I see of the face underneath. Quite a bit of hair that you can spot over here. So I'm going to gently put it in, because most of it is missing, is not visible because of the reflection. But by adding just that little bit in, what happens is, as you're now going to erase that blind reflection that we can see over there, you're going to have that little bit of edge, that sharp edge over there. So it's a little bit darker over here, so I'm adding a little bit more. So you may be asking yourself, why am I using the cloth and not a pencil at this stage? The cloth graphite that you lay down erases a lot easier than the pencil marks, because the cloth just lies on top of the weave of the paper. It doesn't really penetrate into the paper, where when you're drawing with a pencil it does tend to do that. Right, so I'm adding just a little bit of total value over there, not too much. I think that's probably about enough. Alright, so now I'm going to pick up just a little bit more graphite on the cloth, just to darken this up a bit more. So you can see it's not perfect. And I'm going to use a nice soft pencil. Let's say, yeah, let's go for the HB. Just get that little line there where the eyelid goes in, that little fold. Let's just establish that. And then here's some eyelashes. So I'm going to establish those eyelashes now. Are they perfect? No, not at all. And then we've got that edge where the eye itself ends around this vicinity over here. I don't know, it just takes practice. You've got to, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Alright, so let's lift out that little, a little bit of a highlight over there for the white of the eye to show that. And I see a little bit over here in that vicinity there as well. So what that does is it just defines the iris. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, let's get this down over here. And let's start doing some erasing. So I'm going to make sure that my eraser is nice and clean. So I've just wipe it off of my pants or my shirt or whatever. Okay, so the first thing I can do here is I can see that that is not quite 100% correct. That rounding over there. I'm going to fix that. That looks better. So to check that rounding, I usually just stand back a bit. Right, so here at the top we've got some solid guys. Now what you want to look out for is the distortions. Can you see it's not perfectly straight? It's coming out like this because this glass, the glass itself is it's not flat, it's round. So you start getting a distortion. Maybe what I'll do is I'll draw some of the dark in between. Then it'll be easier for you to see as opposed to the white. Let's get some of that in first. So I'll just draw it in just reasonably soft. So this is a blind, and we know that goes straight, but because of the rounding of the glasses, it's distorting it. So it's going around there like that. Another piece over there. And now we've got this in between bits. So that one is a little bit round like this. And then as we come down, they go slightly up. And then here on the edge, you see they curl up like that. Up, down, and back up again. And across the glasses itself, that will change. Because you're now looking at that rounding of the glasses from different angle, from top to bottom. So a lot of those guys will change. So here's got a prominent one around this vicinity. It comes down and back up again, and then here you've got the edge of the blind over there. Right, so now that you've got an idea, let's continue adding some more in. So every now and again I'll just clean my eraser. Just give him a wipe. So this guy is now quite complex, and that's why you've got all this erasing and stuff to do. Often it'll simply be a case of just erasing a little bit. A little bit of a highlight. And then here's a few little skinnier guys. Those blinds that haven't unfolded yet. And I think this here is probably like the windowsill or something that's reflecting over there. Right, so here I'm just seeing a little bit of highlights over there. All I'm going to work on now is just I've basically established that reflection already, right? So now I'm going to just refine the tonal values and so on. Okay, so let's start off. Let's maybe even go all the way down to a 6B, and let's get just this little, don't know what you call this little piece. It must have a special name. That holds this part that goes on your nose. So put that down, and there's a little bit of a highlight on that, so I'll lift him out. So I can't exactly see what's going on there, can you? Not particularly, hey? So just put in a little something over there along that shape, and that'll be good enough. Remember, you're not really going to look at that when you're looking at this model whatsoever, because you're looking at the glasses. Okay, now that that's in, now we can work on this tonal value without being scared of losing that. He's not going to disappear on us anymore because he's darker than the rest. He's now well established. While you're watching the class, please hit the like button. I know it only takes a second, but it really helps me because it tells YouTube that this class that you're watching is worth showing to other artists and that they'll benefit from it as well. Then also leave a comment. Tell me what you thought about the class. Let me know what other classes you want me to do. And of course, if you've got questions, ask them below and I'll answer them for you. Alright, I think now's probably a good time as well, just to start edging off the glasses. So what happens is your glasses have depth, right? It's not a flat object like a pen, like a piece of paper. It's got thickness. Let's see if I can use that to show you. So now, this is now the rim of your glasses, right? So it's got that thickness. So what happens is, because you've got an angle change between there and there, it's a different tonal value. So I'll stick with the dark pencil, and I'm going to take a look. Where can I see that thickness of the glasses? Because as it curls away from you. Let's maybe use that. So now we're seeing this. Can you see what happens? It's broad here, and it goes narrower and narrower and narrower until eventually as it curls away from you, out of your sight, it appears to get thinner and thinner until it disappears. Same thing happens on that side. And then there's nothing. But now, because that is now hollow, you're actually seeing it like that. Let's put it over there. So now you can see this part of the glasses here, and on the other side you're seeing that little inside bit of a rim. So in this case you can see the outside there and the inside there, and at some point this guy is going to get narrower and narrower and disappear on us. In this case it's around this vicinity, and on this one it's directly opposite. It's over there. So here you get that little point where they both skinny and disappear. And on the opposite side, from there to there, on the opposite side, it's happening over there as well. So let's do that. start off nice and thin. Sharp point on the pencil. Alright, so now I'm just going to establish that edge. So I'm going to work slow and methodical. So like I said, this is now a man-made object. So we like to make everything all perfectly round and square and right angles and so on. Opposite to what nature likes, eh? May as well edge that off. I can see there's a nice little dark edge to that bridge over there as well. So we'll pop that in. So instantly that edge there is established. See, we've lost that little bit over there. So here would be, if I look on the drawing, or on the photograph, he goes across there, yeah, roughly at that same angle, eh? So roughly at that same angle, so he's around there. So we've got that. And then he curls around there like so. Cool. Okay, so I'm starting off thin. I'm trying to draw it as accurate as what I can. Okay, until we get to around here, and then he goes thinner and thinner again and just disappears on us. I'm laying off on the pressure on the pencil. Cool. Now I can go broader over here to show us that actual thickness of that rim. Remember, it's that thing over there where it's broader here, and then it goes narrower like that. So just go over that a few times so that he can thicken up. It's cool. We get over here, we've got this little, where the arm, it's called the arm, eh? What's the correct term for that piece that goes by your ears? Arm. So we'll work that in over there. Really dark here in between, so I'm going to just press hard. We're good with that. That's fine. Okay, let's do the same on this side. So here I can see it's not quite as dark as the other one. So what I'm actually going to do, I think I'm going to add even just a little bit of a, let's go over to a lighter pencil, maybe an HB. A lighter little edge over here. So you've got that dark edge right on the corner, and then it's a little bit lighter just off of that. Alright, now I'm going to just really come back in and erase this as best I can to get it nice and light. I want it to really stand out nicely now. Oh, we've got to continue around that side, eh? Look at that. That's looking good. So music is saying the arms are called temples. Okay, wow. I've always called them arms. What have you always called them? Okay, come around to there. So that's looking great. All right, so now we've literally, you've drawn everything already. All you need to do now is come back in and just fine tune. Fine tune all your tonal values. Before we continue, I want to briefly tell you about my real-time paint and draw along art classes on my website. For a very small amount, you can get access to over 400 paint and draw along tutorials where you pack out your art supplies and you follow along as I show and explain to you in step-by-step detail how to complete each project. There are classes in acrylic, oil, watercolor, pencil, soft pastel, and even lesser known mediums like pen and ink and scratchboarding. There's a link in the description below. Take a look. You'll be amazed at the awesome classes available there. Alrighty, let's continue from where we left off. Let's get that. This here needs to go darker. I'm actually seeing that going around a little bit further to there, funny enough. So now I'm going to start giving myself a little bit more, just a little bit more contrast. On these guys. I'm not going to try and get everything perfect. I just want to get it more or less as far as the actual reflection is concerned. Let's just look more or less. Let's do this one. So you can see here I'm just sort of scrubbing it. I'm not trying to get it very neat. Because it's a reflection. It's not a solid, it's not the actual object. It's just a reflection of it. So you're never going to see it 100%. Alrighty, let's go to this side. And as I increase these contrasts, now you'll see this whole drawing come to life, because now you've got that full depth that you need. So in this case, you've got blinds. So blinds are round like that. So you've got an area that's lighter and an area that's darker. And you can see it over here. So that's why you've got those little bits of shadings. So I'm going to start that shading not right up against the previous one. I've got to leave some of that skin shining through. So I'll start that over there, and then we'll fade him upwards. Just a quick little shading. And that'll make him look round. I'm going to do the same for the other guys underneath them for a while. Leave a little gap so that you've got some of the background shining through, and then just shade whatever you're seeing. In this case, it's the blind. That one, let's say he's got nothing. This guy over here seems a little bit darker. Then there's one or two little darker shadings over here. Not sure what they are, but yeah, if you spot them, you put them in. Okay, so here I'm going to darken up the actual side of the face that you're seeing. Only in the areas where there's no blind. Alrighty, let's get this tonal value right over here, and that edge. There's one or two places that's darker for that hair over here. Because you've now got different little shadings and things for the hair. Okay, let's fast forward past the drawing of the hair. We'll come back and finish up the rim of the glasses. And make sure you get some hairs right up against the glasses over there. Okay, let's maybe go to an HB. And let's start cleaning up these edges over here. So come gently right up to the glasses, because now remember we stayed a little bit away from those edges. So you want to get that definition in there. I'm going to just gently color it in until it's the same color as whatever's around it. So be careful of pressing too hard, too quickly. You don't want a halo, because that won't look natural. You want to shape this until it just disappears and it looks normal and natural. Like that. Okay, so can you see the minute you've brought this into a solid edge, you've got that shine on it, eh? Okay, so I'm just going here and there, just keep working on those little tonal values. Add some definition into those eyelashes in between the blind reflections. Same with that little fold over there. So I'm working a little on the dashes that are formed now by the gaps in between the blinds, and that adds you that more and more definition in it. Let's go back to here. So that little shadow cast by the glasses on the face is not dark enough yet, so I'm going to make sure I get that shaded in. And again, that little shadow, you often find that it happens like that. These little shadows give you that contrast that you need to make that shiny guy stand out. This is no darker in here. And then he gradually fades lighter out to that direction over there. Right, so now that we've done that, now I'll just sit down and add a little bit more definition into the, for example, the nose and so on. Just to get those contrasts right. Yeah, that looks alright. Here we can go a little bit darker. And we need to still do that, eh? Nearly forgot that. So this little bridge piece is quite easy. I'm going to just do a basic little shading where I see it. Just put that down over there like that. So what happens with the silver is that you've got sharp contrasts, and it's also reflecting what's around in your surroundings. So look for those odd little reflections, like this guy over here. You got that little darker line that's doing this, but that little dark line is not on the edge. There's the edge. Right. Here inside this, you've got little bits of, same as there, little bits that are reflecting inside the silver. This one is really, really thin, so I'm not going to bother putting it in. But if you've got a broader silver rimmed glass, then you're gonna make sure that you put those little shadings in there as well, because that does now make that as part of what makes it look shiny, is all those contrasts that you get. Alright, let's do that. There we go. There's your glasses. Alright, I think we'll leave the drawing at there for now. You know what to do, so you can complete the other side on your own. I'm going to go ahead and do the same on mine. I'll just speed it up and you can see what it looks like. And then we'll meet up at the end to see what the final drawing looks like. Alrighty, so that's what my final drawing looks like. So I hope you learnt a lot learning how to draw the glasses. If you did, please go and take a look at my website. I have tons more drawing lessons just like this one in real time waiting for you there. Plus there's oil painting and all sorts of other classes as well. Good luck. I'll see you next time.